Good evening, everybody, and tonight I'm going to be doing the long-awaited review on Lady Gaga's Art Pop. Here's what the cover of it looks like. I'll turn it around so you can see the back. Those are all the songs. So there it is. And I'll show you some of the artwork in a second. Just get the camera set up there. Okay. So this is Lady Gaga's Art Pop. I got this CD about a week ago, and I've had it on repeat pretty much the whole time. It's really fucking awesome. I love it. So, then again, I am very biased. I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan, so there's another illustration that's in it. And I'll show you a couple other ones because they're pretty interesting. This one, all the sculptures were designed by an artist named Jeff Koons for this album, and he also did the photography. That's the gazing ball that Lady Gaga is holding between her legs there. And here's another picture. Very psychedelic. Good pictures to look at if you're really stoned. So this is Lady Gaga's Art Pop. I think this album's pretty good. You know, I know there's a lot of people who thought it wasn't as good as some of her other albums, but I think it's great. It's not nearly as serious as her other albums were. Like, the intention isn't to say anything deep or even really anything that meaningful in this. I think more than anything, Lady Gaga's just trying to have a good time with this album. A lot of the songs on this are very techno and kind of rave-inspired songs, especially the pretty much first 4 songs in the album. The movie starts off with the song Aura, which is a really, has this kind of chorus that builds up and up in the middle of it. You know, it's a very hard song to explain unless you're listening to it, but it's very psychedelic, very trippy, you know. You know, do you want to see the girl who lives behind the aura, behind the burqa? It's got lots of kind of warped kind of guitar sounds in it, and lots of psychedelic kind of sound effects. And then it launches into Venus, which once again is extremely psychedelic and rave style music. You know, rocket number 9, take off to the planet Venus. And there's tons of sexual innuendos in that song. There's lots of sexual innuendos in almost all the songs. A lot of the album is about sex, but kind of looking at sex from the point of view as like being a goddess, or, you know, being an Amazonian woman, or, you know, just kind of, it represents a very powerful kind of and proud female sensuality, this album. So I'd say half the album's about sex and the other half is about weed. There's a lot of songs on here that pay tribute to marijuana, especially the most obvious is Mary Jane Holland. You know, I think we could be fine if you meet me, Mary Jane Holland, tonight. I think we'll have a good time, you know. Those are some of the lyrics in it. It's just a direct song about smoking weed, you know, just, you know, getting together with some friends and getting high, so. The other song about weed is a song called Dope, which is a totally piano-driven ballad, you know, very a cappella. It's an amazing song. It's about the addictions Lady Gaga was struggling through while she was recovering from her hip surgery. So I would say it's the most personal song on the whole album, Dope, and it's you know, it's the only song that really has anything really serious to say. Well, I guess Swine in a way does too. The song Swine is a really kind of tough, grating dance tune. It's got this very intense kind of rough kind of chorus in the middle of it. But what's awesome about the song Swine is it has this part of the song that just builds the intensity of the song as you're listening to it. Like, it's kind of this crescendo of just like the instruments just ramping up, and it creates this real intensity of the song. But Swine is about, you know, Lady Gaga being used by all these different men when she was younger, and not really being aware of her body or even aware that they were really using her, right? She just went along with it thinking that, you know, well, she talks about it in the concert saying this is what adults do, but it wasn't what adults do. and it wasn't normal. And the whole song is a statement about that, basically all these men that were kind of, you're just a pig inside a human body is a line she uses a lot in the song. Just trying to, as a statement against all the men that just used her for her body but didn't really care about her. So that's a really powerful, intimate song too. But pretty much the rest of the songs on the album are, like she's having a lot of fun on this album. It's the album pokes fun at pop culture. She's definitely like this song, like this whole album very much pays tribute to who she is now as an artist and her influence in pop culture. Also her relationship with her fans. So it's a very bubbly album. It's a very fun album. You can tell by all the colors in it, all the pinks, and just how crazy it is, just the way the cover looks. That it's just, it really is a tribute to everything to do with pop culture and with art. Art pop, of course, is the name of the album, so it pays tribute to art and to pop music. And kind of, pokes fun at herself too, and also talks a lot about fashion, and it makes fun. It makes fun of the song. Let me find it here. The song "Fashion" is very much inspired by David Bowie's fashion, except she's kind of talking about, look at me, I'm blonde, I'm skinny, I'm rich, I'm a little bit of a bitch. Basically talking about all the kind of I guess you would call them Valleyfield girls that try to be all that, and they always show off and all this, and it's kind of her statement on the whole Hollywood fashion scene. So that's a really good song too. Yeah, it's definitely the most dancey album she's ever done. The most psychedelic album she's ever done. Overall, every song on this is good. But like I said before, Fashion sounds a lot like David Bowie's Fashion, just with different lyrics. But other than that, it's a pretty good album. I like all the songs a lot. It's a very high energy album. It's a great album to play at a party. I think all the lyrics in it are brilliant for the most part. It's definitely the most sexual album she's ever done. She really isn't holding back with her sexuality with this album. She never really did. But with this album in particular, it's extremely sexual, and even a lot of her performances lately have been very sexual. So, oh, and by the way, this one I got is a double track, so it comes with a concert DVD, which was her iTunes concert that she did a few months ago. And it's a really awesome concert, different from anything she's done with live performances before. It's more simplistic, and more almost like kind of pulling back the curtain and revealing what's behind it. Her new show, she does a complete costume change on stage, like in front of the whole audience. And also there's a part where she removes her wig and, lets down her real hair. Kind of as a way of saying, I use these wigs to become someone else, but at the same time, I don't need them. This is who I am beneath it, which I thought was a really awesome part in the concert. And like I said, it's more simplistic. There's not as many props in the show as she would usually, as she had in, the Born This Way ball, for example, or the other two, balls that she did were very elaborate, lots of props and, intense costumes. But this is more, I would say more, simplistic, the show she does for this. But it's awesome. There's lots of powerful emotions to her performance, and you can tell that she's 100% in it when she's performing, like she's on fire. And to think that after 6 months, she's coming back so strong and performing so well, it's quite remarkable. She pretty much as soon as the recovery was over for her hip, she went through a 6-month, recovery and rehabilitation, and then bam, she was right back out there again. And she's in incredibly good shape and looks great. And I think she's doing better than ever. I love this album overall. It's not a perfect album, but it's a great, solid dance album. And like I said, I've had it on repeat. I can't stop listening to it. But yes, I'll admit I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan and proud to call myself a little monster. I think Lady Gaga is amazing. What I love about her more than anything is just the combination of not being afraid to try anything, you know, with fashion, with art, with her look. She's always trying different things, and it's very unpredictable. Like, you never quite know what she's going to do next. So she always keeps me interested. And the other thing I love about her is how down to earth she is, in spite of how famous she is. She's just, you know, has a soft little voice, and she's just like 5'2". She's not even very tall. And in no way is she intimidating, you know. She's just very down to earth and very well spoken, and you know, and doesn't act in any way like a big like a big superstar or whatever. She just acts like a normal girl, just having a party every day, you know. And I think for Lady Gaga, her life pretty much is a party every day. She just lives for art. She lives to have a good time. And I just love her. I think she's great. I think she represents everything that's good about our world today. Acceptance, tolerance, getting, you know, not being racist, just accepting everybody for who they are, not being ashamed to be who you are. And she's universal too. She represents all cultures, all nationalities. You know, she doesn't subscribe to any one religion in particular. She kind of represents a lot of different religions in her art, which I think is brilliant. And she represents all cultures, all races, you know, not only the gays, but everybody that's different, like all the freaks, which I've always felt like a freak myself, so I can totally relate to her. But anyways, stop my rambling now about Lady Gaga. If you guys like Lady Gaga too, and if you like this new album, please let me know in the comments what you think of it. They got pretty mixed reviews, but overall, I think it's a pretty good album. And, you know, I find it gets better the more you listen to it. The first few times listening to it, the songs kind of grow on you over time. They're not what I would call instant hits, kind of. They're more kind of, they get ingrained into you more and more the more you listen to them. And so, yeah, if you're a Lady Gaga fan, I highly recommend this CD. It's great. And she apparently has a couple more CDs coming out too, so I'm looking forward to buying those. Like, she's doing a collaboration with Tony Bennett, I believe, and then she's releasing another, like, part 2 to this album, so looking forward to that. But anyways, there's my review on Lady Gaga's Art Pop. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I will be doing another review probably in about 4 or 5 days. Not sure which one yet, but I'll figure something out, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.